Good day, everybody. This is your welcome video for Chemistry 111 in the spring of 2021 at Mesa College. My name is Rob Fremland, and I'm going to be your host and tour guide and mentor and teacher and all sorts of things for this course. So this video is to welcome you to the class. So welcome. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. And then I'm going to want to go over the syllabus and the course website. So let me go ahead and just jump right in. Share the screen. That out of the way. All right, so this is the course website, which is on Canvas, and this is the syllabus. So let me go through the syllabus first, then I'll go through the website. All right, so it's very important to understand what Chem 111 is and what it is not. Chem 111 is chemistry course for liberal arts majors. So if you are a science major or an allied health major, this is not the course for you. If you're a science major and you've never taken chemistry, probably Chem 152 is your course. Allied health majors, a lot of those students take Chem 100. So definitely have a conversation with counseling based on your major and your ed plan to make sure you're in the right course. This is for history majors, art majors, fashion majors, not science majors. All right, so that being said, assuming you're in the right course, let me talk about, that was the course description. This is arguably my favorite course to teach because it's very topical. We talk about stuff that's going on. Last semester and the semester prior, when we started this pandemic, I added a couple units on how viruses work, and they're still in here. And we talk about the FDA and drug approval. So very, very important and very topical course. We're going to talk about stuff that's really going on in the world that relates to chemistry, and then really have conversations about it. And hopefully you're not going to be an expert after a one semester course, but you'll at least have a framework and a frame of reference from which to talk about these things, and then a good idea of how to research things further, what types of questions you should be asking, and kind of how to think things through in a scientific manner. But it's very interesting. And because we're in such a dynamic time, I may make some changes to this course. Something may come up that we decide that we want to talk about. So that's the course description. You can read what the topics are. Course objectives you can read for yourself. I'll talk about the textbook. Let me do that right now. And then I'll talk about how the course is structured. So these people keep coming up with new versions of the book. So this is the most current textbook, the 10th edition. But if you have the 9th or the 8th edition of the book, that's fine. You can have an older edition. But you definitely want the textbook. So get, you can find an ebook, a used book, I don't care, but get that textbook, right? Because you want to read through the material. As the course is fully online, very, very important that you have reliable internet, computer or phone to access it. And there are going to be a lot of times during this course where you're going to do some work, and I'm going to want you to upload it. And I prefer PDF because it's easier for me to read, and I have a PDF writer so I can make comments and send them back to you. So that means you need a means to do that. So there are some free apps you can get for your phone, or of course if you have a scanner you can do that, but definitely you want that. A printer is also a nice idea. All right, office hours. I'll have office hours every Monday and Wednesday from 10 to 12, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 11. I will be there on Zoom, of course, unless something comes up. And that's my Zoom address right here. This is my email. This is the password to Zoom. Email if you want to talk to me about something else, set up another time. All right, attendance and withdrawal. So even though this course is fully online, we are going to have scheduled meeting times, and those are going to be Wednesdays from 12:45 to 2:10, and I want you on Zoom at that time. We're not going to, it'll be most Wednesdays, probably a couple we won't, but almost always we're going to be there. And we'll be doing in-class activities. So I'm not going to lecture during that window. I don't lecture in this course. All the lectures are recorded and they're online. I'm certainly more than happy to go over some of the material, clarify some things, answer questions during our Zoom sessions, but really I have activities planned for those times, and I'll go over what those are. So it is imperative that you're there. Also, the exams will be given on Wednesdays during those Zoom sessions. As far as having your video on, I don't care if you have it on during just regular meetings, but on the exams, I want your video on. I think the reasons for that are obvious. Okay, so the only time you have to have video on is during exams. All right. April 16th is the last day to drop. Never assume that you'll be dropped from a course for not attendance. So make sure that if you do decide to drop, I hope you don't, but if you decide to drop, make sure you actually do that. By the way, you may hear during some of my recordings, you may hear dogs in the background. That's what I got. All right, so let me go through the website here. This is on the Canvas site. So there's broken up into several modules, pretty much one per exam. This is the welcome module, and this video is posted here. All right, let me just go through what's in here. This is the syllabus that I'm going over. This is a lecture schedule. Let me just show you what that looks like. So this is a PDF of an Excel file that kind of goes through for each week what we're going to be doing and what's the synchronous activity, what textbook sections you should be reading, what slides you should, what videos and slides you should be going over. Every Sunday in the evening, sometime before I go to bed, I'm going to send an announcement through Canvas just to remind you what you should be doing for that week. If it was me though, I would print this and put it up on my bulletin board. In fact, I have one up on my bulletin board, but that's the schedule. Right, so that's kind of handy to keep that available. And if I make changes, I'll let you know. I'll put an updated copy. This is a link to the Zoom account. This is a link to Mesa College Student Services. So that's where counseling is, admissions. They have Career Center. They have student clubs. A lot of good resources available. It's not a bad idea to check that out, especially if you're a newer college student. All right. Now, this will be your first upload. This is the academic honesty statement. It's in the syllabus as well. I want you to print this, read it, sign it, and I want you to upload it and send it to me. All right, so you'll upload it through Canvas. And you're just saying that all you're signing is, I've read it and I understand it. Right, then let me just tell you kind of how the course is structured. So what we're gonna do is, sometimes we'll have some of these discussions are gonna be in class, sometimes not. If there's a discussion before the unit, I want you to do the discussion before you look at the slides, because this is, what do you think walking in the door? You know, you're not a science major. So in your mind, for example, what is science? And I don't care, there's no right or wrong. I just want you to participate in the discussion. And then you can read through it and see how my definition and your definition line up. Some of these we'll be doing during our synchronous sessions. It just kind of depends on the calendar. This one, it looks like we are doing it during a synchronous session because that's on a Wednesday, all right? Then the way I've kind of structured the class is I'm gonna go through some basic chemistry, which you can see here. Then we'll do the in society. But you have to understand some basics about chemistry before you can apply it. So, you can't really talk about climate change, for example, until you understand how molecules, how bonds are formed and how those bonds interact with some of the energy that comes from the sun. You can't talk about a virus unless you really understand what a virus is and how the information and its life cycle. And you can't talk about drug discovery and development until you understand what the kinds of molecules that are used. And so we go through some of that stuff first, and then we'll start applying it. So the first part is the chemistry, then we do a lot of the in society, air pollution, energy and water, acid, base, organic, and biochem, all right? The way I have each module structured, there may or may not be a discussion at the beginning, where it says read, that's a PowerPoint. The video is me advancing the slides and lecturing over the PowerPoint. So what I recommend you do is pull up the PowerPoint, and you can scroll through the slides at your leisure, at your own pace, and then watch the video along with it. And of course, this is a YouTube video, so you can pause it and go back and forth, take notes, whatever you want, right? Sometimes there'll be times in the video where it says hit pause and kind of think about this on your own, so you can do that, right? That's how I recommend you do this stuff. Then there's also homework assignments and reading assignments, and I'll talk about all these things as I go through them in the syllabus, but that's how this is structured. In addition, some other things that are here, these are homework keys. Okay, right now they're not available, but after you do, for example, here you see homework 1. After you do homework 1, after it's graded, I will make this available, and this is the same questions, but it's got the worked out solutions, and so you can see what the answers actually were. All right, same with all of these exams. So what I have here, these are the exams that I gave during last semester. So these are the answer keys. Now they look structurally a little bit different because these are Word documents with the questions. obviously, since we take the exams through Canvas, I have to put the questions in the Canvas shell. And so, but they are literally the same questions with the answers. And so you can use these to help you prepare for your exam 1 this semester. Now, it's not going to be the same test, but I can guarantee it's going to be similar because it's the same guy writing questions over the same material. So they're going to be similar. I will keep these all up here until after you take your exam 1 and I grade it, I will take this one down and I'll put the answer key to exam 1 for spring of 21. And that way you can see what the right answers were to the questions that you maybe got wrong. And that'll help you prepare for the final. Okay. If you have test anxiety, here's some nice resources for you. A lot of people do have test anxiety in varying degrees. Some people just kind of get a little nervous. Some people it's downright debilitating. I've looked through this. There's some good strategies in here. All right. These things I probably won't make available. These ones down here, these are some one student asked me for. Anyway, that is pretty much that. I'll make each module available in time, so plenty of time for you to do it. All right. So that takes care of the material. Participation, these are going to be the in-class sessions, and like for example, there's this discussion will be done in course. These will be done as in-class activities. Sometimes reading assignments will be done in class as a participation. For all of those, one of the points will be that you were actually there on Zoom, so I can take roll on Zoom. All right. The discussions are 5 points each. I will count the best, to say, I'm gonna, yeah, they're 5 points each. I think I count all of those. Homework. All right, so let me show you what homework looks like. This is homework 1 right here. Give it a second to download. All right, just a bunch of questions and some book questions. And depending on which book, if you have the 10th edition, it's these ones. If you have the 9th, it's if you have the 8th, it's these. All right. I want you to answer those. And then when you look at it, right underneath that in the module, it says homework 1. It looks like a little quiz because it's structured as a quiz. But you'll see that the first question is upload that previous sheet. So answer all the questions, upload it. But then some of the questions I put in here to grade. So the way I grade homework is 10 points. 5 of it is for completing this document, right? That previous document and uploading it. See how that's 5 points. And then the other ones are just, these are some of the questions as well. All right, so just for doing the homework, you're going to get some credit. The due dates are there. You usually have a good week to get them done. There's 13. I'm going to count the best 12. All right, they're 10 points each. Reading assignments are additional things. Some of them we'll do in class. Most of them we will not. But they're typically, let me see if I can, here's one. Okay, this is a periodic table review. There's some other ones where there's a document, a newspaper article that I found, or some stuff, and I said, here, read this and answer these questions. All right, some of them will be in-class activities, some will not. There's 6 of them, and they may change. The ones I have up there now, I may change them if something interesting comes up. I read the paper, I watch the news, stuff like that. All right, they tend to be topical, applying your knowledge. They're 10 points each. And basically, it's read this article and answer these questions, right? I count the best 5 of the 6. And then exams, I said they're going to be given during the synchronous meetings, the midterm exams from 12:45 to 2:10. You'll have like 90, 95 minutes, all right? That's when I want you logged into Zoom. And for the exams, I want your video on. Other synchronous meetings, you don't have to. And you just go through and you answer the questions. If you finish early, you can cut out, all right? And again, during the exams, you're not to look things up on the internet. You're not to look through your lecture notes. You can look at a periodic table, but you can't look things up on the book. I want you to just do the work. Sometimes you may have to do something by hand, and there may be a question where you have to upload something like maybe drawing some structures. And so I'll have you draw them on a piece of paper and upload them as one of the test questions. So definitely have some scratch paper available. All right. All right. And the dates are in here. You'll see about when they are. They may move, but I kind of doubt it. Typically, I'll do review sessions, and sometimes the review sessions I may have on a Monday, and that they're optional. You don't have to show up for those, but they'll just be additional, kind of like additional office hours. Okay, makeup exams are difficult to do in this environment. So, but if something comes up, you're sick or something happens and you can't be on Zoom for the test, shoot me an email. I need it that day. I need it that morning, when the test is supposed to be. All right, final exam is 100 points to be given through Canvas. Because of timing, Of course, someone calls me now. All right. And so there's that. That's in the video. Guess what? The final exam, just structurally, it's hard to give it during a synchronous session. So you're gonna have a little bit of a window in which to do the final, and after that, so it's open for a couple of days, but then you still have the same amount of time to do it. So you can't work on it for 3 days. You have to sit down and do it in one session, but you'll have a big window in which to do it. All right, so here's the grading scheme. And the final will not be thrown out, by the way. So the regular exams, I'll throw out the lowest. I will not throw out the final. All right, so participation, there's 5 of them. Those are like the discussions. Those are 5 points each. The homework, as I said, there's 13. I'm counting the best 12, 10 points each. The reading assignments, there are 6. I'm counting the best 5. The regular exams, there's 4. I'm counting the best 3. Final exam is 100 points. Here's the grading scheme. All right. So you should be able to keep track of it. I get things graded kind of quickly, so you'll be able to see on campus. All right, if you have any disability, you need to let me know ASAP so we can work with it. Then the last section is student success, and this is just good advice, all right? So chemistry can be challenging. This class is really interesting though, so I would like you engaged, but it's a lot of work to do, just like any other class. It's not trivial, because I've got reading assignments, homeworks, discussions, exams, right? A lot of stuff to do. So make sure, because it's online, you want to manage your time. And I know some of you like to work at 2 in the morning. That's great. But obviously, I'm not available to help you out at 2 in the morning, but you get the idea, right? And I'm available during office hours. Read the textbook. Look things up in your textbook. Again, the internet is not, sometimes I'll say look things up on the internet, but in general, the internet is a hazardous place because there's a lot of good information and there's a lot of crap on the internet. And because this is an introductory level, you don't know enough walking in the door necessarily to tell what's a good source and what is not as far as this material. Hopefully this class will give you a better feel for that so you can kind of see stuff and go, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And that's one of the things I'd like you to learn. But if you don't understand something, I would say lecture notes first, textbook second, office hours, right? Internet would be the last place you should go. Especially because you can look stuff up and you'll get these graduate level answers, and you guys aren't graduates, so you're not at that level. So it's going to be just not the kind of the right way of looking at it. All right, participating in the synchronous sessions, taking notes in addition to what I give you. During sessions, I'll put you into Zoom rooms and breakout rooms. You can make some friends, you can work together, just not on exams. And then keeping up doing the homework, blah, 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 blah. All right, please come to office hours, ask me questions. And then I put this, like I just said, the internet, right, full of really good stuff, but it's also full of bad information. And just during the last election, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, right, that there's truth and there's lies and there's misrepresentations and everything in between. And it's really difficult to discern that. So it's a little bit dangerous, all right? The only thing that would be cheating in this class would be what I said about during exams. So that's why I have you sign this, just to make sure you understand that. All right, that's pretty much it for the course and how it's going to run. And if you have questions, certainly you can ask me during our synchronous sessions and office hours or shoot me an email. So I'm done talking and I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. I believe it's February 1st, February 3rd. And take good care of yourselves until then. See you soon. Bye.